Isn't this wonderful to get to talk to people face to face? Whoever thought we'd really appreciate that? I'd like to welcome you all. Thank you very much for coming to our Rotary Club of Greenville meeting, especially our guests who are here today and our members, and of course, all our Zoom attendees. So thank you very much for joining us for this Rotary Club of Greenville meeting. And today we'll have our invocation and pledge led by Philip Kilgore.
John Joseph DeLay, born 1926, passed from us on May 2nd, 2021. John served for 20 years as the city manager for the city of Greenville in the 1970s, played a critical role in the transformation of the city that we now enjoy. John was a member of Rotary for 36 years. Amen. Please rise for the invocation and bow your heads. In the spring of 1863, a young poet sat on a hilltop outside his native Bath, England, admiring the countryside and the winding Avon River. Inspired by God's gifts in creation, Folliot Pierpoint wrote these verses. For the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, for the beauty of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for all gentle thoughts and mild, for each perfect gift divine to the world so freely given, agent of your grand design, peace on earth and joy in heaven. For these things we are truly grateful. Amen. Please join me now in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry, much shorter. I'm Jackie Cabasco, and I'm here to introduce and welcome our guests and visiting Rotarians. So if our guests will please stand when I call your name to be recognized. So we have Julie Jenkins, guest of Chantel Bab. If you'll stand. In the back corner, welcome. Chris Nordmeyer, guest of Bob Coleman. There you go. Kristen Hillard, guest of Portia Davis. Camber Parker, guest of Ramona Farrell. And Andrea Kiefus, guest of Scott Powell. Welcome. And then we have one visiting Rotarian with us from the Reedy River Club, Teresa Marchi. So welcome. We can have a round of applause. Thank you.
Okay, so Jackie is on our membership committee, and they worked with us for our membership month last month and encouraged all of you to bring a potential Rotarian. And so all of the people who brought a potential Rotarian and all the potential Rotarians' names went in the hat. So we're going to choose a name, and whoever wins gets a $200 gift card. So if you didn't know about this, that means you didn't read your newsletter. You better start reading your newsletter. Okay. Uh-oh.
Didn't happen. All right. So you can't look in it. No cheating.
Okay. Michelle does a good job of cutting all these exactly the same size. Marty Smith. You'll take it to her? Yes. I'll take it to her.
All right.
Thank you, Jackie.
Of course. Thank you.
Which I would like to continue on the membership theme. Of course, Rotary is a great thing. This is a great time to to bring somebody into Rotary, because there are so many people who are looking for something to get involved with, to grow their network and meet other people, and to serve their community. So I encourage you to help us build back the strength of our club. You guys are all wonderful, but we would love to have new members anytime and all the time. So remember that, and we have 2 Discover Rotaries coming up, and one is on May the 18th at 5:30, that's via Zoom, so that's very convenient. And the other is May the 25th at 11 o'clock before the meeting next time. So please bring a guest, we'd love to have them. As you know, Rotary opens opportunities. And then this year, we have taken that in our club to mean that we are opening opportunities in networking, service, and fun. As far as networking goes, we have an noonday networking at noon on May the 20th. It's a Zoom meeting. It's a small group. We talk about things that are going on in your professional networking circles. And I would like for Josh Fowler to raise his hand. Josh is a relatively new member to the club, and he has jumped in there, and he will be facilitating next week's networking at noon. So if you haven't been there, or even if you have been there, we encourage you to join us. You just sign up on DACDB. On May the 25th, our next meeting, the speaker is going to be Professor Weston Dips. He is the Executive Director of the She Institute for Sustainable Communities at Furman. So he will bring a great message. And we also, many of you will recall that we honor our newly selected Service Above Self Scholar this time of year. So next meeting, we'll get to meet her. And if you haven't been to that meeting, to hear their stories and what these young people have done while they've been in high school, and I'm sure, especially this year during COVID, how they've served their community, which is the basics of how we choose the scholarship. And just so you know where your money goes, they get a 4-year scholarship of $5,000 a year from our club. So that is very substantial. So we encourage you to come and meet our new Service Above Self Scholar. So that's our networking. For service, we have 2 opportunities coming up. Many of you have been out there with us before cutting down bamboo at the North Main Rotary Park. And some people were out there the last time it was pouring down rain. Did anybody get to do that? Which was fun. But apparently, we go into cooperation with the city. Apparently, they finally asked Caroline Stewart to pick the day because we had to cancel it last time. It's going to be this Saturday. The weather's going to be spectacular. So please come out. And I would also encourage you, if you have children or grandchildren who are of age to come help, I think that's always a great example to bring them along and let them serve too. So this Saturday at 8 o'clock a.m., we're going to clean the park. And then on May the 26th, for some of our guests, we have adopted Alexander Elementary School. And this past year, our committee has done amazing things. Lisa Minnick and Mike Snively have led that whole effort. And especially considering COVID, we've read to kids. We've taken food over there. We've gotten new uniforms, new shoes. We have done amazing things. Our last opportunity will be on May the 26th at 3 o'clock at Alexander. We need some volunteers. All we're going to do is take all the food we've got and put it into 30 different boxes, and they'll give it to the children to take home for the summer. If you would like to donate food, you can bring it to our next meeting and we'll pick it up and make sure they get it. You can donate food, you can donate funds, or you can volunteer, or you can do all 3. So that would be really fun, and that's our second service opportunity. And Devin Clement is in charge of that if you have any questions. And then, you know, I do love fun. And I think Philip Kilgore and I were on the phone one time at a Plain Jane's place, and we were talking about what we would love to do when we're able to do more. And since most of us can be outside unmasked, we're going to have an outdoor party at my house for all of Rotary and your guests on May the 27th. And if it's inclement weather, you're all going to get to see our lovely garage. But I think we piqued Philip's interest because at that, I think we went around looking at that thing. My husband kind of has a small museum of cars, trucks, trains, and little tiny figures from, now we have Vikings. We just got a Viking this week, and we got El Cid. So if you're into all that kind of stuff, we'd love to have you. If you just like to sit outside and have a beverage, then we're going to have that too. So please join us on May the 27th. So that is our networking service and fun. And we look forward to you bringing a new member to help us celebrate all these things. And we have a special announcement today. I don't know, every year we vote on who our upcoming officers are going to be, and we see them as they come and they go, and sometimes it's not real clear in our mind. Well, Grady Patterson was supposed to be our upcoming president after Ramona, but Grady is currently deployed with the Air Force Guard, and then he got selected to be the CEO of his company in Albuquerque. So he will not be able to fulfill that. So Wade Kolb has generously agreed to be our upcoming vice president, and he'll start in July the 1st. And Lisa Mangione is going to be our secretary. So it'll be Ramona president, then Wade president, then Lisa president. And you're the oddball in the group, Ramona, because today is both of their birthdays.
Okay. I am here for the Foundation Spotlight. And all year we've tried to provide, give you information about the foundation by providing some context, some stories, some little videos that sort of define and highlight the impact that the foundation is able to make on the world, certainly, but also our community. So just to review, the vision of the Rotary Foundation is, see, my whole purpose in doing this all year is so that this club is able to define what the foundation, so that when somebody comes up to you, as they do all the time, and ask you, what does the Rotary Foundation do? You will be able to answer it. You will be able to say, the vision of the foundation is, yes, doing good in the world. Very good, very good. And then they say, well, what does that mean? And you will be able to say, that means that there are 6 causes, formerly known as areas of focus, that Rotary Foundation serves, and these serve the world's greatest humanitarian causes. And then they will say to you, what are the 6 causes? And you will quickly rattle off that these causes are promoting peace, fighting disease, promoting clean water and sanitation, saving mothers and children, supporting education, and growing local economies. That's what you will say the next time that those questions are asked of you, okay? So if you remember, the money for these causes is raised from the districts, from the clubs, from individuals like all of us, and then these are allocated to global grants, but also to community grants, like the ones that we have applied for and gotten that affect Alexander Elementary. So Sunday was Mother's Day, so I thought that it might be appropriate to talk about this cause, which is saving mothers and children. So nearly 6 million children under the age of 5 every year die in the world because of malnutrition, because of poor sanitation, and because of poor health care. So Rotary is committed to expanding access to quality care, and they're committed to doing that so that mothers and their children can live longer and grow stronger. And these are some of the examples, such as providing life-saving neonatal equipment, reaching mothers in the most rural locations. And especially in this past year, you can understand that some of this reaching those mothers involved telemedicine. And of course, telemedicine is not only trying to educate the doctors and the nurses and the healthcare professionals who deliver that, but also actually getting access to the internet in these communities. So Rotary has grants that wind up doing both of those things. And this is somewhere in Africa, but there are other places in our own country where this is necessary. Another thing that they do under Saving Mothers and Children is promoting immunizations. I don't have to tell anybody here what a difference that can make. Another thing that they do is to keep children alive during their first year, which is the most critical time. And they do this not only with the medical part of it for the young child, but also for the mothers, making sure that the mothers have enough education to make sure that their children can thrive. So here's a look at the purposes and the impact of saving mothers and children in a short video.
A single act of good can go a long way. It can cross oceans, cure disease, and create equality. As members of Rotary, we are people of action, and our actions have the power to speak loud and clear. Our vision and commitment to finding solutions provides access to high-quality care so vulnerable mothers and children can live longer and grow stronger. Rotary members worldwide work to improve maternal health and reduce child mortality by increasing access to essential medical services and implementing life-saving programs. We're providing comprehensive maternal care, preventative screenings, and family planning that empower women and girls to take charge of their own destinies. Our efforts aren't just changing lives. They're saving lives and strengthening families by training birth attendants, providing prenatal care, newborn immunizations, and facilitating mobile health clinics. Thanks to Rotarians like you, patients are receiving the practical and compassionate treatment they deserve so that babies are born safely into the arms of healthy mothers. Your contribution keeps mothers and babies far and wide connected to a world of good. Every gift is an action that speaks volumes in delivery rooms, communities, and across continents. Learn how you can support the cause that means the most to you.
So what are we, this particular Rotary Club, doing to save mothers and children? We're not exactly directly involved with the kind of neonatal care and the direct maternal care that you saw in this video, but I would suggest, I would argue that our work with Alexander Elementary is an example of saving children and empowering mothers. You've heard many times, and you just heard again today, about the needs of the children at that particular school. And these are needs that go far beyond academics. So our decision in this club to request grants and to act on those needs and that support, whether it's this, what we're going to do is to provide backpacks that provide food over a long vacation or a long weekend, or shoes to enable growth and activity, or whether it's assisting the teachers to try to help them instill in those children and their families the fact that education is the key to being there, to their having a successful future. Any of those, what I would almost call basic needs, doing that, that's how we help, with the help of the foundation in this particular cause, in this particular area of focus. So to repeat, Rotary's commitment is to help vulnerable mothers and children live longer and grow stronger. And through Rotary International and our club, we're all involved in doing just that. On Monday, you received an email from our district governor, Beth Padgett, asking you to participate in 30 days of giving for the foundation. That ends on May 15th. And during this time, from April 15th to May 15th, she's asking that as a district and as individuals in individual clubs in our individual district, that we do all that we can to make a donation to the foundation. And through these donations, we continue our life-changing, and this is quoting Beth, sustainable projects in our communities and around the world. And Beth is challenging us to be able to do more for the foundation by the time that May 15th ends. And anybody who gives a gift from $25 to $99 gets 100 points toward being a Paul Harris Fellow. If you give $100 or more, you get 200 points toward being a Paul Harris Fellow. So the timing of this gift is significant. So if you can make a contribution, and we know we've asked a lot of you in many ways this year, but if you can go to www.rotary.org, or you can find out, you can contact me and I'll tell you exactly how to get in there. So thank you for what you're doing. And I don't know about you, but when I commit my resources to something, whether it's my money or my time or whatever talent and expertise I have, which is not saying happy birthday, But whenever I do make that kind of the commitment, I realize that it's always about people. That's why I make that commitment, is because I think, in my perspective, it's going to help a person or a group of people. So I thank you for all that you do just by being a Rotarian in making that kind of an impact on people. And if you can rise to our district governor's challenge, that would be phenomenal. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. As most of you know, I am the club's executive director. When I started in this position, my predecessor had already left. There was no manual or document on how to do my job or even what my job was. So for the first 30 days that I was there, Jane came in and we figured out how to do my job. Since then, we've worked very closely on many projects. It's been almost 3 years now. She's got about 50 days left to the presidency, to her term. So Jane, in honor of that, I have gotten you something.
Before I open this, I'd like to say that now, since Michelle is the most organized person in the world, if neither of us are here, somebody can show up and there'll be a whole list of exactly what to do. And when you open one of those computers, it will tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. If you're supposed to sign in, it'll tell you exactly what to do. So thank you. We've come a long way.
As I said, Jane is about 50 days out from the end of her presidency. So what does that make Jane? A lame duck. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Michelle.
welcome.
That was a fun surprise. I'm here to get all of you guys excited for our upcoming All Club Conference happening next month, June 25th through 27th, right here downtown Greenville. Now, our very own Rotarian District Governor Beth Pageant has done a fantastic job this year. Rotary Opens Opportunities has been our theme, and she's put together a fantastic program for this weekend. We're going to start on Friday. We're going to have club training if you're interested in participating in that, or you can just come right on out Friday night for the big party, and that's what it's going to be, just a party. It's been almost 2 years since we've gathered as a district. Friday night, Beth is going to have a real backyard bash. I can't even say that. Fifth string band, we're going to have bluegrass music. We're just going to get together and just have fun. So I encourage you guys to come out for that. Saturday, our general session is going to have 2 fantastic speakers. Deb Richardson-Moore is going to start the day off. She was dedicated for over 15 years leading the Triune mission, and her passion to build dignity over dependence in the homeless community is what she's going to share. She's going to give us information on what it is our job is exactly and how we can help without hurting. Past District Governor Vanessa Irvin, her passion in building healthy communities, she's going to share how to be intentional and be a bridge to hope. This year, we also have a very special DE&I program. We recognize that this is a big movement, wanting to have our clubs reflect what our communities look like. We're going to have a panel, and we're going to have all kinds of information on how to increase diversity in your club. Saturday afternoon, we're going to have a family scavenger hunt. There's prizes. And all-star projects. This is going to be exciting, just to be encouraged by all the great things that are happening around our district. Saturday evening, we have another fun event, District 7750 Awards and Installation Banquet. It's going to have music, food, fun, all at downtown Greenville. So afterwards, you can even go out with your friends and experience the nightlife. Oh, wait. One too many. Sunday morning, we'll have our annual memorial service, and we have a special program on Alzheimer's, how to and what to expect as a caregiver, and then our annual business meeting. Lots of things to do. Now, what I need from you guys is to register. Can I see anybody here who's already registered? Yay. Okay, so for the whole weekend, it's $180. It's a great bang for your buck, but we have a special offer because Jane canceled our June 22nd meeting, and she's giving us each a $20 credit, special club perk to apply to any event or the whole conference. So if you cannot come for the whole weekend, that's okay. I want you to come out and support us at least one of these days. Now, Friday and Saturday, I put on there in gold, yellow, Rotarians, come on out and have fun. If you have other plans for the weekend, that's okay. Come on out and celebrate with us and be a part of this great district. And I look forward to seeing every one of you guys on June 25th. Thank you.
So how many people have been to a Greenville Swamp Rabbits game so far? Let me see hands. Okay. How many people are thinking of going on the 22nd Saturday for the Swamp Rabbits game that we are doing, that we have $15 seats for? Who's going to go to that one? This is fun. It's fast. It's exciting. And they do a great job. And it's a special, I think it's Jersey night, so there'll be a chance to buy jerseys and things like that. But please go on to our website. I know we sent out something. Michelle sent out something. Sign up. Let's have a good time. If you don't understand the game of hockey, there'll be some of us there who will be able to help explain the subtle rules. But it's really about crushing each other in a fun way. It's fast, and it's soccer on steroids. So please join us. It's one of our events we're trying to do to get everybody out to have a good time and do more networking. As you see, that's a big plain Jane experience that we're trying to do. So let's do it. Seal.
Thank you, Rob. Boy, nobody's given me a microphone in over a year. This feels good. Whew. Ryan Thackeray, proud Rotarian, here to deliver today's member news, which is sponsored by, she doesn't know she's sponsoring it, and that's how it goes when we don't have a sponsor. But it's sponsored by Greenville Area Parkinson's Society. Camber, one of our guests today, is the Director of Development for Greenville Area Parkinson's Society. And it is a great mission. I've gotten to know Camber very well over the last couple of years, and they serve folks that have been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, as well as those family members and caretakers. So I'm sure Camber would love to chat with you after today's meeting, or you can certainly Google GAPS, Greenville Area Parkinson's Society, online and learn more that way. On to the member news. We are about a month behind from member news, so bear with us here. Tavia Gaddy, Rotarian and Project Manager for the Greenville Area Development Corporation, was a featured panelist for the WTS Economic Development and Transportation Discussion panel, which was back in March. And the panel celebrated International Women's Day with an all-women panel. You go, ladies. Rotarian John Jaruszewski is the Executive Director of the Greenville Literacy Association, which is, of course, one of the organizations we support through Rotary charities and district grants. Recently, the club received a letter of thanks from John and those students that benefit from GLA. In his letter, John notes that the Greenville Literacy Association was recently recognized by the South Carolina Department of Education's Office of Adult Education for their educational outcomes in 2019 through 2020. GLA has generated the highest aggregate student performance of all 52 adult education providers aligned with the South Carolina Department of Education for a whopping 131%. These are your Rotary dollars being invested right back here in our community, and proud to partner up with GLA. Jimmy Kimball, he has a new job. He's the new Senior VP at Southern First Bank. Congrats, Jimmy. Go move your checking accounts now. Christina Min was one of the 10 cyclists participating in the Challenge to Conquer Cancer. What's that? I'm glad you asked. It's nothing too big. It's just a one-time transcontinental bike ride from San Diego to Charleston, South Carolina, covering 2,608 miles across 8 states in course of 4 teams taking turns, pedaling through grueling 6-hour shifts, 24 hours a day. There'll be several riders completing this, and her husband Dave is also participating, and I'm exhausted just thinking about it. Rotarian Bill Raines just had a Rotary anniversary. 69 years ago, Bill joined our club. I could not tell you what I was doing 69 years ago. I couldn't tell you what I was doing 40 years ago. I wasn't alive yet. But Bill can tell you what he was doing, and he was serving the Rotary Club of Greenville for now nearly 7 decades. Congratulations, Bill. President Jane Dyer was a part of a panel discussion back in March, again to celebrate women in the military as a part of Women's History Month. The program series was put on by the Pickens County Library System and included veterans who live in Pickens County. Jane served in the U.S. Air Force from 1981 to 1988, where she was a captain and stationed in Texas. Thank you for your service, President Captain Jane. Carson Fox is finally going on his honeymoon. Carson got married about 1.5 years ago, and of course, COVID hit, so he has not get to go on his honeymoon just yet. They are slated to go this August, and Carson is super pumped up about it. And Carson, I don't know where you are, but don't forget to look up where the local Rotary Club meets on your honeymoon. I'm sure your bride will want to do nothing else than leave the tiki bar to go to a Rotary luncheon. And it concludes your membership news for today. If you have member news or you're interested in sponsoring a membership news, remember it costs nothing. Just shoot me an email. I can be found on DACDB. Thank you all so much. Great to be back with everybody.
Okay, a lot happening, right, with our membership and club itself. And thank you, Ryan. Okay, so I am pleased to introduce our guest speaker today. Her name is Lindy Eldridge, and she wasn't originally our guest speaker, but we had a cancellation, and she had recently moved to Greenville from Florida. Had an email that Michelle had forwarded, and I was thinking, you know, this would probably be a good time because her area of specialty, I'm gonna call you the guru of happiness, resonated. So doing research for some things I'm doing and reading articles about people who are experiencing burnout now, right? From the work from home, family life, personal time, just a lot of different areas. Now that we're transitioning, numbers are down, a lot of people are vaccinated, workplaces are encouraging employees to come back to the work. It's kind of unsettling for some people. They have now kind of formed their lives around working from home. So you're also experiencing employees who are feeling a sense of being disgruntled or just not content with their lives. So I thought now would be this great time to have you come speak with us. I will read just a bit. Otherwise, I think she'll kind of weave her story into her presentation. But we will be meeting the Chief Happiness Officer of the Happiness Jungle, LLC. Lyn-Dee is one of the most uplifting public personalities known around the world, also known as the Queen of Happiness. She is a humorist, author, keynote speaker, certified LYI, which they'll tell us, recognized seminar leader, entrepreneur mentor, TV, radio personality, and the host of I'm Crazy, But You Can't Lock Me Up podcast, which we'll have to check out. And then of late, she's also the creator of the Happiness Jungle Emotional Support Body Pillow, and most recently now business partner with Mr. Les Brown for the Cuddle Me Love Buddy Pillow, which sounds like if you don't have the pillow, some people might want to go buy that. Okay, with that, Lyn-Dee.
I don't know. I just heard some of the most amazing speakers that just made me laugh so hard. I think that you're going to think I'm an amateur. So thank you so much, number one. Let me just say thank you from the bottom of my heart, not only to everybody that is here. Where's the camera for our Zoomers? Right here? Hi, we miss you. And I want you to do me a favor, our Zoomers, because I want you to participate in the next 2 hours that I'm up here. And a matter of fact, if somebody will please time me, and at 15 minutes, just give me a sign, or else we will be here for 2 hours. And the Zoomers, if you will please get a pen and paper, and on that pen and paper, because I've given out everybody, who has received a rubber band with the color of their choice? Everybody? Fantastic. I want you to write on your paper so you feel like you're sitting with us, the color of your choice. I want it to be either, or you want it to be pink, blue, orange, or green. Please write your color down on your paper, whichever color resonates with you. Again, pink, blue, orange, or green. And now you will understand everything that I'm doing. So yes, everybody, my name is Lindy Eldridge, and I'm also known as Whoopee, which means soft, safe, secure. And my grandchildren and my daughter named me that, and now I'm known about it all over the world because people say that when I'm around, they feel safe and secure. And I like that. And we are given our names, right? I know that my first name that I was given is Lyn-Dee, and that was given me from my mom, who, by the way, in 1960 is when I was born, and I wasn't wanted. I was absolutely, out of 3 children, the one that was not wanted. So I grew up in a very toxic home, only to learn my self-worth is more than I could have ever imagined. You see, I'm going to weave my story into this because I only have a short period of time, but to share with you how I understand how important it is to be you, do you, no matter what, to believe in you, no matter what, because in today's crazy world, yes or yes, wow, we've really taken a whopper turn, right? And coronavirus has confused us. So during this time, we had to start understanding, who are we again? We got lost. We started just wearing shirts instead of full outfits, yes? And getting very comfortable in this. We decided not to take a shower every day because who's going to be around us to smell us but us, right? We had to understand the new way of being. You know, Ryan, when you came up here, you said it felt good to hold this mic. And I'm with you, buddy, because this is my first time being live. I've been Zooming from the top up for over a year, and it sure does feel good to be back here. So thank you all. First of all, give yourselves a round of applause for doing you, and being here and being present. The Zoomers, give yourself a round of applause. I know you're watching. I know you're dressed from the hip up, and it's okay. I didn't ask you to stand up. I just asked you to applaud yourselves, right? Because it is all about recognizing, who are we? You know what coronavirus did? It gave us the opportunity to reinvent who we are and who we want to be. A lot of us have lost our jobs, and some of us, we didn't even like the jobs that we had in the first place. But it gave us a chance to realize that we are enough for something special in our life that we've always wanted to do. That's what I've learned. I've learned a lot in my growing years. I talk about living life on purpose, right? We have a gentleman here. His name is Bill Raines, 91 years old. He knew his purpose. You know your purpose. 69 years as a Rotarian. Give it up. Give it up. The legacy that we are leaving behind. That's what's important. You know, Maya Angelou said something that captured my heart many, 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 many years ago that I resonated with. And it was, people will not remember what you say, and people will not remember what you do, but people will always remember how you made them feel. I live by that. This weekend, I volunteered at the Artisphere. I just moved here in December, guys. I just decided that I wanted a new beginning. Originally, I'm from New York. I know many of you thought I was from Alabama. I know. And I also lived in New Hampshire for 14 years, but I also resided in South Florida for 35 years. And it was one divine day that I said, where would you want to live if you could live anywhere in the world? Now, I want to talk to you about choices, right? Choices you can make to do whatever it is that you want to do, because it's all about you. And as long as you're not hurting anybody, then so be it, right? Well, I am now 60 years old. I am a proud divorced woman. And I decided during the coronavirus that my purpose in South Florida was done and accomplished. So let me go back to my beginning. I was raised in New York till I was 11. I was one of 3 children. My mother hated me. She beat me to a pulp. They said things to me that should never be sold to a human being, but I appreciate it because I live life on purpose. And you want to know why I appreciate the first 18 years of my life? Because now I get invited to go into schools and speak to children of all different ages, because it's not always about technology. It's about that they feel something inside that is missing. And because of my experience, I get to now play and speak with children of all different ages. Isn't that fabulous? We have to learn how to live life on purpose. Like, what is your purpose? What is it that you've always wanted to do? It's not what happens to you. It's what happens for you. At the age of 18, I needed to get the heck out of that house. It was nuts. So I got married, only to find myself into a domestic violence relationship for 6 years. Hum diggity dog. What was the purpose of that? Well, I wrote a book. It's called Tears of Fears Behind Closed Doors. Live life on purpose. Why did I have to go through all of that? Because without the gentleman that I wrote about in the book, by the way, his name is Anus in the book. And if it wasn't for him, I never would have my daughter, who's now 35 years old, who's granted me with 4 beautiful grandchildren. You see what I mean? We have to live life on purpose. And now I speak on women convention and stages because I understand what it's like to be broken and then to be able to put yourself back together piece by piece. Isn't that fabulous? Live life on purpose. It brought me into the destruction of what is today, but is it really destruction or is it renovation? We have a right and a choice to clean our lives, to no longer put the bad fertilizer in there. We all have choices, yes or yes. So when my daughter was 15 months old, all of a sudden, personal development started feeding into me. You see, I was told I was not college worthy. They weren't going to spend a dime on a stupid child that was, I wasn't anorexic. Trust me, I wasn't anorexic. I was dyslexic, right? But here's what happened. My seminars, my mentors. How many of you know about Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Maya Angelou, Les Brown? Those were my professors that I decided to invest in myself and go to seminars and become who it is that I feel I have the worth for, right? What is your worth? You know your worth. And if you're confused about your worth, I want you to come and talk to me. You could call me, and I promise you, we're going to help you find, be you, do you, no matter what, because there's room for all of us. Yes or yes? Yes. So when my daughter was 15 months old, how many of our mothers remember our children getting all their shots in one day? Because back then they really didn't just trickle it out. They just made sure, let's give this child their shots, for God's sakes, right? So we remember that day, right? That was the day that Anus came home and my life changed, divine moment. Les Brown, personal development was on the television. You understand the facts of when the student is ready, the teachers appear. I'm holding the baby. Les Brown comes on. Don't know him. Don't know his name. Don't even know who he is. But all he said is, you have greatness within you. Don't give anyone permission to steal who you are. Wow. That changed my life, everybody. That was my divine moment. Anus came home. He was screaming on the top of his lungs because things weren't done in the house because I had to take care of a 15-month-old baby. That refused to allow me to put her down for even a moment. Y'all relating to that? And at that divine moment, I looked up and I says, my marriage and the vows that I held so close and tight to my heart. You see, when I said I do, I meant I do no matter what. Until I realized that now another little human being is involved, and it may be my choice and my voluntary choice to stay in this domestic violence relationship. But it's not the choice of this baby. We're getting a divorce. And we did. We got a divorce. And my life started. And it was hard, right? It was hard. So here's what I want to share with you. I know that the government is starting to say, unemployment, get ready for it. It's going to change, yes or yes. And we're scared, aren't we? We're scared. Because what is going on in the world? Right now, we're told to fill up our cars. Everybody fill up your cars, by the way, if you haven't heard. We've been shut off, right? These are warnings. When you receive a warning in life, why don't you just take it and understand that it was a warning given to us for a person? As soon as I heard that, I went and I filled up. Now I'm passing gas station and I don't even see prices anymore, right? So there's your warning. Make sure when you leave here, first gas station you pass, don't look at the price, fill it up, because tomorrow in 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's going to go up. Yes or yes? Right? Warnings, warnings. I'm a big warninger. So where was I? Somebody put me back to where I was. Anybody? 15 months, right? 15 months old. So then I decided that I was just going to become. So in our crazy world, we're confused. We don't know what we're going to do. Our jobs have closed down. Companies have closed down. They're telling us that they're not hiring. They are hiring. They're not giving us what we want. Here's what I know to be true. And at 15 months, this was the key to me being diversified in this crazy world. I found jobs, and you know what it said? No experience necessary, will train. What? I became a dental technician. I was making your chiclets. How about that? Because it said, no experience necessary, will train. So maybe it's time to think outside the box. Maybe there's something else out there for us to do. Yes or yes? We have to be open to change. We cannot control what is going on, but we can control how we feel and take care of ourselves every morning when we wake up and every night when we go to bed. Yes or yes? Yes, we have choices to make. So I became very diversified in this absolutely crazy world, and I became an entrepreneur. I owned a pet store. Thank you to all you wonderful pet owners. Animals are fabulous. Can you imagine spending your day, all day with animals? I had a monkey. His name was Marcel, and he rode a motorcycle with me. Why? Because we chose to learn how to do that. It was wonderful. I had a pig. His name was Pugsley. He was housebroken. He taught me real quick how to housebreak him. You see? And then I became very involved in multi-level marketing. And you want to know why? Because I fell in love with the product and I was going to tell people about it. And I said, is there an opportunity? And they said, it is. And I said, will you train? And they said, yes. And I said, let me learn. And I became one of the top leaders in multi-level marketing. How about that? I don't tell you this to impress upon you. I tell this because it was all choices in my life that I made, right? I could have stuck myself under the rug and said, it's never going to happen for me, because I used to believe in Murphy's Law, which I realized that Murphy is only my fear that makes me want to keep on doing the things that are outside of my box. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so fast forward, because I think 15 minutes is coming up. Boy, this is a lot, isn't it? In this world, we all need each other. Yes or yes? We all need each other, okay? So during the 20 years of me being divorced between two of my marriages, the second one was no way, no shape or form an anus. Things just fell apart after 14 years. It happened. Unfortunately, it happened when I found out I had the breast cancer in 2017. And in 2017, we were having our challenges. And I asked him, because both of us agreed we really didn't want a divorce. We were just in this mesh. But now it's time to mesh together, because I found out I had the breast cancer and he couldn't. And you know what I had to do? Forgive him for his weaknesses and let him go. So what do you do with that? What do you do with that? At a tragedy comes treasure. Would you like to meet my now partner in life for the last 3 years that spoons me, cuddles me, loves me at night like nobody else's business? And I don't think I'm ever going to replace it. I may have to put it aside, but I don't know about that. Would you like to meet him right now? Because I am telling you, he is something special. You ready? All right. I know you all think I'm going to bring out a puppy. No. Hello. This is what my former husband was replaced with. It's the Cuddle Me Love body pillow. What? Lindy, look, let's face reality. When we find out that we have any kind of a health challenge, we are scared. Yes or yes? We're scared, right? But I live life on purpose, right? What was the purpose of the breast cancer? Well, I now speak on many medical platforms, many stages, and I wrote a book, Squeeze My Tatas, and it is about how to have a positive mindset through the challenging times. How about that? What was the purpose of the divorce? The Cuddle Me Love body pillow. Ladies and gentlemen, when you could fill a need for you, and as I'm speaking on stages and writing about it in my books with no sight in mind of only sharing how to fill a void, people wanted the pillow. Where do I get the pillow, Lindy? Can we purchase it from you? I was like, no, it's just part of my story. So I developed it. Because we can. And I had to learn how to do that. So ladies and gentlemen, the Cuddle Me Love body pillow. You want to see how it cuddles me? How do we sleep at night? On our sides, don't we? We do. And when you have a solution, maybe it can help others and it can bring you prosperity. When you understand filling needs of others, that's all you have to do. You don't have to chase money. You don't have to crave it. You help enough people get what they need and they want, and you will always have what you need and you want, right? So I called up my former husband, the one who Cuddle Me Love Body Pillow was replaced with, and I thanked him. I said, I got to thank you. I got to thank you for the divorce. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, no, for real, because if you stayed with me and you hugged and spooned me like I wanted you to because I was scared, the Cuddle Me Love Body Pillow never would have been in existence, helping hundreds and hundreds of people now all over the world, not only for emotional support, but for health reasons too. Who knew? Do you. Be you. I speak at all different businesses and colleges. My mom. The reason I went back to South Florida is because in 2016, I was warned. I talk about warnings, right? I just told us about the gas warning, right? Please go to the closest gas station, all right? In 2016, people warn you all the time, and then they apologize, and then you just shrug off that warning and go on about your business, right? I have to take warnings very seriously because of what I went through growing up, getting married in a domestic violent relationship, and then moving on with my life. Yeah? Live life on purpose. Learn that we all have the power to make our lives as calm as we choose it to be. Yeah? So in 2016, my unfortunately second former husband, I wasn't even gonna I even took the word marriage out of the dictionary for 20 years, and all of a sudden, boop, it went back in there. But I did have good 14 years, and we are still friends. And I have 3 more chosen children in my life. Yay, right? In 2016, we were wealthy. We had a great businesses. We were doing very, very well. But he warned me. He said to me that there are things going on, and you need to figure out another way to make an income. Oh my goodness, what do you do with that when you're working together, right? It was a warning. I took it very seriously. I believe in God and the universe. I believe that they're always listening. I believe that we are always asking God and the universe for help, and then they're helping us, not quite the same way that you expected it to come, because they have a good sense of humor. However, they do bring you those open doors. But we are constantly saying, not now. Bad timing. No, I want to share with you all at another time how you don't close those doors. So I went to a stream. I looked up at God and the universe. I'm like, what am I going to do? And it was apparent. God and the universe came down and they said, Lindy, 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 or Whoopee, Whoopee, Whoopee. You are our happiness angel. Go spread your wings and fly. You have lived a life of lessons. Go teach your lessons. How powerful is that, right? I had a very good friend of mine. I had a TV show. It's called Happiness Jungle TV show. Now I have a podcast called I'm Crazy, But You Can't Lock Me Up. Because how many times have people told you, you're crazy? You can't do that. What are you thinking? Show them you're crazy. It's a good crazy, right? It's a wonderful crazy. I had this woman, and I'll close with this. You'll all understand those things on your desk, though. But I had a woman on my show. Her and her husband were trying 12 years to have children. 12 years. And they couldn't. They got depressed. They did the whole thing. 12 years later, they decided to adopt. They were praying to God for the whole 12 years. They got to adopt a beautiful baby girl. I looked at her and I said, do you know what that lesson is? God and the universe never bring you how you ask for it, but they will always bring you what you want. That child needed parents, and the parents needed a child. And that's how they receive their child. Isn't that beautiful? So I want you all to realize that when you're asking for something, whatever it is, light this candle, the match may not come in the form of the match that you're thinking of, but it's coming. And I just want you to learn how to be aware that the signs were heard. How about that? You all got some bands, right? Zoomers, you still with me? You're still with me, right? So you all got bands. In this crazy, crazy world, at the end of the night, we pray for peace. Yes? Peace on earth. But we have to coexist in this world. And what is going on is just horrific. So here's the deal. I decided to help us all coexist because I know for a fact we all need each other. How many of you picked the pink bands? Zoomers, did you write pink down? How many? Raise your hand. Let me see my pink people. Everybody look around. Those are your peacemakers. They just love to be able to take care and make sure that everything is calm. Thank God you're in our lives. Boy, do we need you more than ever. Yes or yes? Yes. Where are our blue people? Blues, Zoomers, hold up your blue cards. Yes. The blues, you fun people, you just like to party. You like to make sure that you show up and that the party is on. There is everybody, they're either going to dance even if they don't want to dance, but you're going to make sure that you are having a good time, which brings the high vibration of joy and happiness. Yes or yes? And where are orange people? Zoomers, orange. Yeah, we need you because you're overthinkers. And we need you. We need you so much. It's not even funny because sometimes we're so quick on wanting to do something and you're like, whoa, hold back, right? And where are our greens? Where are our green people? Zoomers, hold up your green cards. Yep, you like the money. You say, show me the money. I want everybody to realize that in business and in life, in personal life as well as in your business life, we have to coexist and we have to learn how to get along. And I want you to be you and I want you to do you because nobody does it better than you. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're amazing. You're amazing. I'm also going to close off with the duct tape. How many of you got the duct tape? Sorry, Zoomers, but we got duct tape here. And the duct tape is to help us pause in life. There are times when we do not have to react. We want to respond. And there are times when we should not be responding because that's a reaction. So I'm asking you to remember your duct tape and hold it. And when something is being said to you that you may not agree with, you disagree, it's aggravating you. And let the person know, whoever you're having a challenge with, a discussion with, we need to pause and come back and set a time. Please do not leave without setting a time to come back. And that time is for you to recollect and to think. And to also take yourself out of the story and look in. And maybe it is us that owes the apology. Ownership is power. I gave you all red hearts. I gave red hearts, Zoomers. They're red hearts. I give those out all over the world. And it's to remind us that everything's going to be okay, no matter what. No matter what. Everything is going to be okay. And those charms, I found out I've been giving out for 40 years. Now, oh God, it's even longer. I keep saying 40 years for the last 5 years. So I guess it's 45 years. Long time. I had no idea. See, whoever you are and whoever you want to be, it's already in you. I had no idea I was giving out red hearts for over 45 years until somebody heard me in a hallway at an event, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Are you Lindy Levin?" I was like, "Lindy Levin? I haven't been called that in 40 years. I'm so sorry, I don't recognize you. Who are you?" She said, "We went to high school together. Lindy, you gave me a red heart, and I still have it to this day, and I had to laminate it because it was starting to rip. But it made me realize that every time I looked at it, I heard you say, everything's going to be okay. Be you. Do you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rotary Club, for all that you do." And I'll tell you something, I would have volunteered this Saturday and I would be there. See, I speak at Rotary clubs all over. So when I find out they need help, I show up. However, this Saturday, I am going to be helping build homes with Habitat for Humanity, because that's what we do. I look forward to helping you. I want to be in the rain with you. I want to be in the mud. I promise you, I'll bring crap sneakers. You'll never hear me complain. God bless you all. Thank you so, so much. My time is up. I appreciate you. Say goodbye to my husband. We both appreciate you. Thank you so, so much, everybody. Remember, you have a permission card in front of you to be happy. Be happy. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Lindy, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing us, to be happy, to learn from our experiences, maybe not mistakes, but just experiences. We thank you so much. And we have started a new tradition. Thanks a lot to Michelle. She learned, we go to a large club conference for all the large clubs in the country. And this book will go to Alexander Elementary, and Lindy's going to sign it for us. And that's what we're going to do for all, on behalf of, to honor all of our speakers. So thank you very much. So this has been an amazing day. You can kind of tell most people here are them. We're kind of a rowdy crowd. So just to reiterate that we do appreciate each and every one of you. We appreciate people who are with us on Zoom. And we just have so many talented and wonderful people in this club. And just don't take it for granted that we don't know you and appreciate you. That's why we can do all the amazing things that we're doing. So I thought, as we think about who we are as a Rotary Club, let's really think about the four-way test as we close with each single thing, that because everybody in here believes in this, that's when we are a great Rotary Club. So we'll close out today all saying together the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships, and will be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.